I'm just thinking about it. You're out having fun, you're having a good time on the rapids and everything. And the next thing you know, everything just get turned upside down. Well, I mean, I think I just said something about it. We don't know sometimes the path that God takes us through or why we got to go through some of the things that we got to go through. But I was listening to you and you said that once you just let it go, it was just a peace around you and say, whichever way it go, you're gonna be okay. And I just can see that at that point and then see you now what God has led you to and the things that He opened up in that experience. So yeah, so I thank God that you're still here today. And
Yeah.
so Catherine, can you explain to us? I was reading something. How can you live a multi-dimensional life?
hmm Good question. I talk about this in my book. The very first practice is come back to the present moment. I think
Hmm.
so many people we live in our mind. We live head up. Our mind is running us all day long. Go, 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 go. When we're in our mind, we are in the past, the future. We're not even here. Our body is always in the present moment. So I start my first practice, come back to the present moment. Can you, and it's a choice we're all making every day, either consciously or subconsciously, but take some moments to just be in the present moment. If it's your breath, if it's, walking in nature, it's just where you can just feel into the moment, feel into right now. Even just while I'm talking right now,
Hmm.
can you feel the energy moving in your hands? Whatever your hands, your fingers, your hands. When you do that, your thinking mind stops. It just brings you down into your body. And it's when we're in the moment where we can feel peace and ease and grounding, which I think people are longing for. It's not
Hmm.
found in your busy, fast chattering mind. So I believe, again, we're all making choices to create more moments of presence and peace and consciously cultivate that into our life. And it's in that presence, in that stillness, where every one of us gets guidance. Every one of us has a gift. If it's a sensing, a feeling, a seeing, a hearing. So when I say multidimensional, I think, you can practice to learn to live as your anchor in the moment, which I feel
Hmm.
like, you can live in the moment here and now. So right now I'm talking to you, I'm really deeply present, but I'm
Hmm.
using my mind to talk. So I'm present, but I'm using my mind. And at the same time, I see spirits, I see angels, I'm a mystic, and I see different dimensions of reality, all of that right now. And that's what I mean by multidimensional. There's
Okay.
of how we can experience and live our life. And it's a choice we're making.
Yeah, that's intriguing. So you say that this is one of the parts of your book that you
Mhm.
speak about these things right here.
Yep. The
Okay.
5 practices: come back to the present moment, connect with something greater, whatever that is. And for some, it's energy, true nature. I'm really about being inclusive, open. There's so many paths and so much different language here. And can there be an opening to what that is for everyone? And then grow your trust, embody love, and hold openness. And I believe these are the steps to really finding that deep presence, that aliveness, the preciousness of life. It's here.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. I guess that would lead into my next question then. So, how can you heal and live from your heart and soul and awaken the true nature of yourself?
I would say just what I've been saying. I would say it starts with cultivating moments of presence, feeling into our heart, feeling that, I mean, the deep knowing and the wisdom. It's in our heart, it's in our soul. Can you start to feel what it is for every one of us, feeling into
Hmm.
that? And that is where the guidance is, that is where the answers are. I mean, that's how, where I tune in every day. I mean, in fact, from the moment I wake up, asking for guidance and feeling into that sense of inner vibration, the connection with all, through the day, at night. I mean, it's a mindful, it's just a habit. This is how, where I live and how I live and how I help people.
Okay. So, can you tell us a little bit about I mean, I know we've been talking about this to a certain degree about living in the presence and connecting with something greater than yourself and holding that openness that you were talking about.
Well, I think the first step to all the other practices I write about in my book is cultivating some moments, if it's a minute, if it's 5 minutes, where your mind isn't running you. It's so easy for our mind to go, go,
Mm-hmm.
go, go, go. I think society and the world promotes it. It's about being really bright and thinking and how do you live in the world, but taking a break. And when you take a break, when you can have moments of presence, you can start to sense and feel your true, like true nature, your energy, feel that vibration within, feel your heart, feel your soul. You can literally, I think, feel that vibration essence in your being.
Mm-hmm.
And then from that, when we accept the moment, which, coming to the moment, accepting the moment, wow, that's easy to say, isn't it? Accepting, like, wow, life can be
Yeah.
so messy. It's hard. I get it. But when you
Yeah.
can accept the moment for all it is and just being still, being present, that's where then we can listen, we can hear guidance, sense guidance, feel guidance. Again, like we all have this ability. And here's an example. When I worked at our level 1 trauma hospital, I did a lot of evenings, a lot of overnight shifts. So
Mm-hmm.
I live about 15 minutes from downtown Minneapolis. I would have the pager for the hospital, and I would go to bed at night, and I was the only one on for the hospital. I would literally hear the helicopter go over our house. My pager
Mm.
would go off. I would have 15 minutes to get into the hospital. Usually it was the emergency room, the stabilization room. High trauma, as you can only imagine. It was a lot, unfortunately, just tragic accident, shootings, all this. And
Mm-hmm.
I would be there, the patient family, the doctors, lot of death, and it was a lot. It was very sacred, and it was a lot. And let's say 2, 3 in the morning, I would leave because they didn't have a room for us to spend the night. I would go to my
Mm.
car outside the hospital to drive back to my home, knowing I was on till 8 a.m. And sometimes I'd get to my car and I would feel like, okay, I'm ready to be done. And I'd put a prayer out like, I'm ready. And I would literally hear the words, you're done. Or I would hear, you have one more call. I would hear
Mm.
this. And so that's an example of being just so steeped in the moment to hear, to listen, and the guidance we can receive.
So, I mean, like you say, a lot of times you have to be still and to be able to hear, certain things. And a lot of times, as you was alluding to earlier, you said that how society, how we're built in society just to keep moving, moving, moving. And so, let me ask you this last question. So with you, is it a place or certain place that you be at where your most inner thoughts come to you? Like, say, like for example, with me, I think a lot of my thoughts come when I'm in the shower. And that's
Mm,
why that's why I get my most thinking at. And my
mhm,
wife be like, man, why you been in the shower so much? It's not that I've taken, shower. It's that this is where it's like it just meets me at, and I start getting all these ideas and all these thoughts. So where would this place be for you? Some people it may be the car or the couch, but where's that quiet place where the spirit comes meet you at?
mhm. I would say it comes to me when I meditate, when I have prayer time. And I would also say I feel like I get a lot of guidance all day long.
Mm.
Because my husband even jokes, he's like, Are you, where are you? Are you here in this world? Or he's like, Where are you, Catherine? But no, I wake up. The first thing I do in the morning, I have a ritual of before I get out of bed, some moments of gratitude, thankfulness, feeling the gratitude, thankfulness, highest vibrational energy that we can hold in our body, thankfulness, love. I feel it moving in my body, and then I have some moments of prayer, and it sets a tone for my day. I talk, to the universe, my angels through the day, and then at
Mm-hmm.
night, same thing. But when I really sit half hour in silence, if I'm meditating and prayer, that would be more concentrated where I really get a lot. That said, I get a lot intuitively. As I said, I am a mystic. I get a lot, I see a lot. And so I think if we're open and wanting to have an openness, open heart to sense, see, feel all our senses in the intuitive knowing, we can get guidance throughout our whole day. We can.
You, I'm gonna let you go on this one, but I'm just sitting here and I'm listening to you, and you say that you get it throughout the day. And as you were saying that, I was thinking, like with the capacity that the levels of life that you have lived in, as far as being a chaplain, because you said earlier that you were with people in the hospice, that was dying every day. And so that's like a different level of where you have to be at, because it's like you never know at any time that you have been commissioned where you're with somebody that you have to pray with them, pray with the family and things like that. So I know that that takes a different type of mindset. And so you have to always be ready, at any given time. Unlike, a lot of other of us that don't, we pray, or we sit back and we read and things of that nature, but I don't believe that it comes to the extent or to the level that you have experienced.
Mm-hmm. I would say the veil between this life, the other side, for me is very thin. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I've witnessed thousands of people leave their body, which is unusual. I mean, that's just not, but
Mm-hmm.
it's also informed me, like, for seeing how life, the transformation we go through and transcendence at the end has informed for me what it means to be alive right now. I mean, I really
Mm-hmm.
get on such a deep level from not only myself facing my death, but witnessing so many people. And I'll tell you, one of the biggest takeaways is love. That's all that mattered at the end. People wanted love of their family, embodying love. I saw so many people as they passed on, have a glow about them, just this light
Mm-hmm.
and love around them, before they died. And then seeing the transition from leaving their body, seeing them leave their
Mm-hmm.
body. And so, it is a world I've lived in deeply. And I write about this in my book, for all of us, like, even how do you work with energy? I mean, for me, I'm so attuned to energy because, as you can imagine, when I was working at the trauma hospital, you just can't take in the intensity. It's trauma that you're secondhand witnessing. So even
Mm-hmm.
how do you work with energy on a daily basis? And I talk about, so I'm very attuned myself every day. Energy, how much I take in, how much I don't, how do I work with energy, how do I work in the world, who I am in the world, and how do I keep really deeply grounded to be able to be of service.
Yeah, that's wonderful. So, Catherine, with that, you say, with that being said, is there any other projects that you're working on that we can look forward to in the near future?
I see another book. I do. And I
Okay.
already see the title, but right now my heart is with Everyday Awakening, launching my book. I do have more podcasts and speaking events coming up. You can find all it if you're interested on my Facebook page. Learning to Live is my company name. I'm on Instagram, Catherine Duncan, MABCC. I have a YouTube channel with guided meditations. So a lot of stuff out there. Yeah.
Okay, so you answered the question that I was gonna ask, like what could they get your book from? You have a new follower in me. I will be following, start following you today. And so, is there any last words you would like to say before we leave?
Yeah, my book, I'm on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, all over nationwide. I would just invite people listening right now, invite you to tune in about how are you living your life? And my message is you don't have to wait till end of life or a crisis or upheaval to choose to feel into the aliveness, that fullness of life, that preciousness of life that's here right now, but it's not found
Mhm.
in our mind. It's found in the moment, in our heart, cultivating, feeling into our heart, feeling love. These are things I've worked on, practice since a child, a young teenager. So I would just invite you to think about, how are you living? And the full vibrancy of life is here. It's here for all of us.
Yeah. So with that being said, as she say, how are you living? How are you living your life? That's the question for the day. Go pick up the book. Uh, Go pick up the book. She left you the website. She left you the Instagram. She left you a Facebook page. Hey, check it out. Catherine Duncan right here on the Money Way Show. We out. Hold on one second, Catherine.